welcome back to Underrated Movies, New Foreign Affairs. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry, and today I'm going to talk to you of another film that is on Netflix that you should check out. And it's called Night in Paradise. This is the second time I've watched this film, and it's a crime film. A very unique one at best because it's different from tone. Well, not necessarily from tone, but from the way the film chooses to kind of focus the story, it's something that's very different. I haven't really seen much in crime movies like this. And it centers on a mobster has endured a personal tragedy, is told to kind of go into hiding by his employer, uh, to you know until further instructions. And he befriends with a one of his rendezvous meetups. He befriends a woman and her uncle, and while those two connect, the woman and the mobster, things on the other side behind his back, the mobster, his bosses are pretty much gonna try to stab him in the back for messing up the assignment that he had prior to him going into hiding. So it's a the story's kind of not original. It reminds me of The American, but The American had a little bit more action centered art house vibe to it. This is more of a crime related, where those two movies actually kind of parallel because it kind of parallels beat for beat. For those who haven't seen The American, which I highly recommend, I talked about on my channel. But here, what's different here with this film, it's a little bit more moodier, more grittier, and more, I guess, emotionally draining. The movie takes its time to really focus on this character who lost a lot and doesn't feel there's a lot of point to what he's fighting for when he tragically loses his sister and his niece, and when he befriends uh, this woman who's kind of a weapons expert, but she herself, she's a drug addict, so she is kind of mentally she's not in a very healthy place. But these two somehow connect and try to bond through their trauma. It's a unique word we're going for. But trauma bondage is what they're going for. And the two pretty much butt heads to help each other out of their demons, out of their personal inner struggles. And it actually took me a second time to kind of really figure out what the point of the film was because it literally, at least to me from what I've understood, it is literally of two people uh, literally trying to find some sort of salvation from their traumas, from their heaviness that they dealt with their personal lives. One of them is a gangster. One of them has some ties to the criminal industry, but not fully. Uh, the action is kind of dialed back by an eight. It is a violent film. I mean, there are some bloody scenes in here that I just was into it. Like it was just crazy. So it was actually when the action kind of hits, it's a little unpredictable and it's suspenseful. And I like how suspenseful this movie gets because it steers you in a direction you really don't know where it's going. But especially how it's directed. The story is not new. There's been, like I said, another film like this that has a similar story, mostly in gangster mobsters kind of ordeal. So it's not. I think that's where I think the film suffers a little bit. Is the story is not necessarily new, but it's outshines it by direction and performances here. The performances here are great. It does end in a way to where you don't know when you expect it for a well, it's a crime thriller, so I expect crime movies to end very not following a pattern. If that makes sense. Because the movie ends, it ends darkly. I'll just get that out the way. It ends darkly. It ends in a direction I didn't expect. There are some pretty good shootout scenes here that I would really recommend checking it out for that. But though this film does dive deep into character drama territory, so if you're not really into that, I would maybe steer away from that movie. I mean, from this movie, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more fast paced, the movie is a slow burn crime thriller, but more interested um, in character development and drama. So this film, again, and I think is one of the rare films of a Netflix movie to be. Uh, I think it was awarded at the Venice Film Festival, or it was considered as a nomination. Yeah, it was nominated for one of the biggest film festivals in Venice Film Festival. But it's it's a different kind of movie, so I highly recommend checking it out. Not a lot of hype around it. I mean, the movie's 5 years, 6 years old at this point, so why not? Night in Paradise. Have you seen it? Comment below. Let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated Netflix film.